All right, we have a Plat 3 Brig. Now, if you want coaching yourself, feel free to join the Discord, as well as make sure to like and subscribe.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
All right. So start off, you can kind of like hold your shield a little bit. Check if they have like a widow or not. Make sure you like it's safe to kind of peek and play like a little bit more aggressive, as well as just make sure you're getting a whip shot out on like any players who are kind of like trying to push up. Because if you get a whip shot out, for you or those who might not know, Brig has a thing called Inspire, where if you do damage, she gives like kind of passive healing, similar to like Lucio in a way, where she just gives passive healing right around her. And if you like, I think you gotta get at least one hit off with Brig every like 6 seconds, I believe it is, just for you to like kind of reset that Inspire again. So just keep that in mind. You want to keep your Inspire at least above, I'd say 40% is fairly decent. Okay. Yeah, right there. Not really a whole lot you can do with the Doomfist. Doomfist was kind of feeding in a way. He jumped in, got slept, and died. Not anything you can do. Preferably though, I'd rather like as soon as you're right over here, you kind of like shield bash out this way and just see if you can get out that way, because sitting right over here kind of sets you up for failure in a way, because I mean all they have to do is kind of crunch down on you right here. So try to like kind of get like a little bit of a backup right here and then shield bash out if you can. Unfortunate. That was like a really unfortunate knife right there. Very good on the Junker Queen's end. Just keep that in mind. You're going to like, the second they start pushing this point and you know they're going to like take over the point, you're going to want to rotate back like maybe right over into this area right over here. Kind of just wait up for your team, and then until your team's regrouped, usually you have like one more time to retouch. Very interesting res by the Mercy right there. Yeah, I mean, overall right there, you can play a little bit more aggressive on the Queen, just because Queen's hacked. Queen's got virus, as well as you have Kiri and Stormer being able to shoot at her. So just try to get like maybe just an early pick on her or something like that. Try to get out like as much damage just to finish her off, and then just rotate back out. Just make sure if you like start taking damage or you get like half health, then just rotate out. But overall though, you could play like a little bit more aggressive on the Queen right there, just to finish her off so you have point back again.
Here, take this. Come here. I can heal you.
Not really a whole lot to talk about right there, besides for maybe kind of trying to look for Inspire a little bit more right there. As well as I've noticed like so far, you're not really holding shield to check corners. You can hold your shield. It puts you in third person, so you can see like right here. You peek over here just a little bit like that. You can figure out what's going on, and then you can peek real quick. Shield bash, build that Inspire up even further. But I mean, overall, like you're kind of just not really getting enough whip shots out to build that Inspire up enough, as well as you're not really like, you're kind of doing a pretty high risk peaks. Just what you can do to prevent that, once again, hold your shield, check around the corner if it's safe, or like so you can at least have an idea on who to target. Peek, shield bash, or not shield bash. You definitely do not want to shield bash straight into the enemy team. You want to whip shot at the enemy. Yeah, I guess right there as well, kind of sitting back right here, like kind of looked a little bit confused, not really like paying attention, I guess, in a way. So your Doomfist is right over here. Obviously, he's struggling a little bit. So your best bet probably would have been to maybe boop the Queen back, or kind of try to boop the Genji. Maybe like get him a little bit scared right there. So far though, it's a bit of a tough situation, as well as you could have tried to at least like, I think you didn't have shield bash there, so I'll give you that. You could probably get one more whip off from off on the Genji there before you, or one like swing on the Genji before you whip shot, as well as kind of sending yourself in like that. A little bit too risky. But I mean, overall though, if you're doing it on purpose just to reset, then that's good. Okay, we're gonna speed up right here.
Stop the payload.
私がついてる Here, for you.
Okay. The shot. So this is what I'm talking about with holding shield right here. Is like if you hold shield right here and then peek for a second, get that whip shot off, and then you can kind of like walk back for a second or kind of peek right here. I guarantee you probably wouldn't have gotten knifed right there, but you kind of like blatantly like peek right there. You have your shield where you can hold your shield, and just overall like you can get a pretty good pick, or a pretty good idea on the situation is what I'm trying to get at. So just keep that in mind, as well as alt. I think that's a pretty early alt. I don't really think like you're going to be able to get much of a kill off from that. Preferably, I'd kind of try to wait until like Genji tries to alt this, then I'd kind of alt, just so I can shield bash him, stun him for a second, maybe get one swing and a whip shot off on him. Just overall see if you can kind of like just kill the Genji with it, or just get the Genji away so he's not really able to do anything, because there is a Genji as well as there is an Ana, so more than likely you're going to be getting a nano blade. So just keep that in mind, because now more than likely, now that you've used your alt really early, you're probably not going to be able to save your team too. Like, it's going to be a lot harder to save your team because you're going to have to be accurate on whip shots. Actually, thankfully, the Genji made a really bad play right there and decided to fly up right here in alt. And for some reason, I don't really understand why, but his first target with the priority right there, as well as Ana, I don't understand why the Ana didn't nano, but his first target was the Brig who was alting. That's on the Genji right there. But just be aware that like in the higher ranks, they're more than likely not going to target you, and they're going to target the backline. If the Genji kind of walked in the backline right here, there's a good chance that he might have gotten the pick on the Kiri, as well as possibly even the Pharah if he makes like a pretty good play. and now the nano comes out. Yeah, once again, keep that in mind. Just overall, very early alt. I don't think you're expecting the Genji alt through that, so I think you're kind of doing that to engage. In this certain situation, though, you're gonna kind of like use it a little bit more as like a reaction. As well as soon as you hear like Genji alt going off, or not Genji alt, Junkrat alt going off. Sorry, it is like 2:30 in the morning right now because I'm just trying to like get out as many of these codes before the season comes out. So I am a bit tired, so I'm kind of like messing up on my words every now and then. But yeah, so you're gonna want to whip shot at the Junkrat alt right there as soon as you hear it. Just be aware and maybe see if you can like help your team get a pick on it. I don't know for a fact if you got your or you whip shot like just like as it was happening, or just like a little bit before that, but just keep that in mind. Try to like whip shot the Junkrat alt, especially if you know that Junkrat has alt. Remember, alt tracking, super important. I'm going to be making a video soon on like just overall advanced tips for like players who like play the game usually, and like just overall just like tips that like are a bit crucial, I guess, in a way. I'm going to be making a video on that.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
If that even made any sense. I'm a bit tired, so I don't know if I made any sense right there, but I'm going to be making a video on more tips and tricks soon. Sometime in Season 13, early Season 13, before the 2-week patch, hopefully. Okay. Speed up right here. Enemy team's just regrouping. Overall, where you're positioned right here, not really the best. Honestly, what you could do is kind of push up like a little bit further right here. Maybe see if you can get a whip shot off, so you can keep trying to build up that inspire. Maybe even you can kind of like go into this room right here even and see if you can get like a whip shot right there, and then just walk out and bash out like that. But you want to keep building that inspire up, because the lower your inspire, I can guarantee you your inspire is probably right around like in the 20s. You're gonna want that to be like right around 20% higher. That's the number one thing that I look for while playing Brig, is usually just trying to build up inspire. Second thing is just being able to boot back anyone who dives, like a Winston, Genji, anything like that, etc. And then third thing is, I mean, I guess positioning and all.
Time for the reckoning.
A little bit of a panic ult right there, to be honest. I feel like you got low and kind of just panic ult that. Probably would have been best if you kind of just would have walked back a little bit right here before you would have ulted, because I mean, just making sure that you're at least full health before you ult, or at least like a decent amount of health before you ult, because if you ult one tap like that, there's a chance that you're going to die before you can really get off your ult. I know it does give you additional health, but I mean, that additional health is going to be going down fairly fast, especially if you're kind of sitting out in the open like that. So just keep that in mind. A little bit of like an early ult right there. I think that was more of like a panic ult than anything else.
Here for you.
Incoming.
Okay. Not really a whole lot you can do right there for your Doomfist. Just, I guess, keep trying to build that inspire up. Overall, wait. Yeah, wouldn't recommend going up there. Preferably, I'd recommend like just rotating back out like that. I'm a little bit confused what you're trying to do here. The only thing that you're doing right here is kind of just staggering really hard. You're gonna want to just die as soon as possible at this point. Or, I mean, what you could do, which could be a bit sneaky and I would give you massive props for, is you could kind of like try to hide up here a little bit, and then maybe just like try to like shield bash off and just like whip shot somebody into this area right there. If you would have been able to do that and get that off, I would have given you massive credit for that. But overall, not really much of a reason to like be positioned where you were.
Watch yourself.
Okay. So you do have a Juno. Probably would have been best right there is to use track beam, as well as like basically both of your abilities right there, speed boost and track beam. Just a little bit right there. Just see if you can get your Doomfist out before his shield block runs out, because the second his shield block runs out, he's probably going to die. But yeah, overall, I don't think that Doomfist was savable regardless. Hopefully you have one more touch right here, I want to say.
I must not think like that.
I've got you in my sights.
Yeah, once again, positioning, very risky how you're positioning, like right over here. I'd rather have you like kind of sit right around here and kind of just like use your tracking beams right here. Just get out as much damage as you can. You don't need the touch point because you already got 2 on point right there.
The Kitsune guide you.
As well as not really healing at all, and in result, kind of got your team killed. But I mean, overall, it was a tough situation. Not like 1000% your fault right there.
Score 0-3. Switching
Have
sides.
to go back out there.
Initiate.
Right.
5,
Beat up right here.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Sending care your way.
Okay. So once again, hold shield. Look around. look for like a whip shot that you can possibly get off. I can guarantee you, if you're holding shield right here, you could have seen that Junkrat trap right there. Well, instead, you're gonna walk straight into it. I had a feeling that you're gonna walk into that. But yeah, so you gotta pay attention to that. You can hold shield to look around the corner for a second. You don't need to like pointlessly be swinging way in your back line like that. You can look around the corner in your back line. Like, there's a difference on what you can do. You know, I'm gonna give you massive props for that, to be honest. Playing really aggressive on that BAP right there, I'm gonna give you massive props by that. But the second you killed the BAP, though, probably should have been your insta Q to like rotate back out, because now you're probably dead. Yeah. Overall, though, I'm not gonna blame you for that, because I mean, that was a nice play, distracting both of the supports right there. I honestly am kind of curious how the Junker Queen managed to survive as long as she did right there, especially not even taking that much damage. Although she did die right there. But that was a good play. Distracting that Baptiste right there, making sure the Queen kind of like just gets like little to no healing right there. That was nice. I'll give you credit for that. That was a nice play. But as soon as you got that pick on that Baptiste, it should have been your insta-Q to just get out, though. Thankfully, it still worked out. Those subs right here. Hold shield a little bit, man. You got to be holding shield a lot more. You got to peek around the corner, then you can find somebody to boop, and then boop them. As well as don't whip shot into Genji deflect. Isn't really going to give you any value. Just keep that in mind. Nice boop on the Queen right there. I'll give you massive credit for that Queen boop right there. But preferably, though, I wouldn't recommend like you kind of staying in this room here for too long. And I mean, honestly, I'd recommend you kind of like walking back, maybe playing this corner a little bit instead, because in the higher ranks, if you're kind of like sitting here like that, playing like a little bit too frontliney, and when you're playing like a little bit too frontline, like they're just gonna crunch down on you. They could have easily crunched down on you right there and got you dead. As well as you heard the Junkrat ult, so look for the Junkrat ult, see if you can get a whip shot on it. Because I mean, are you going to be able to one tap it with whip shot? No, but are you going to be able to get it low? Yes, you are going to be able to get it lower. So then maybe one of your teammates will be able to finish it off. Just be aware of that. As well as I think if you kind of like would have like maintained your distance right there, probably could have survived that, to be honest. But I mean, I don't think you're really even paying attention like at all when the Junkrat ult went off. Just keep that in mind. Be a little bit more aware on ultimates, especially when it comes to like Junkrat or Genji.
I need to reload. I'm ready to rally.
Hey. Okay, that's the second you hear that nano go off and you see no one peeking like that, you got to know that they're 1000% Genji ulting that, especially when they have a Genji and you hear a nano go off. And yeah, just the second you hear that nano, that's the moment you're going to want to ult that. If you would have ulted that right there, Genji dives you because for some reason he thinks Brig is the most killable out of the situation. You dive that, you stun him, you boop him back, and then kind of maintain your distance a little bit. 1000% you could have survived right there and prevented the Genji from getting 2 kills. If you would have ulted that. Maybe your Genji will drop even 3. Or maybe their Genji will drop 3. So yeah. 1000% that fight would have been winnable if you would have ulted that. The second that you heard that nano out, you know that Ana's looking for that nano on that Genji. Especially since they already have done it once. So just be aware of that.
Hey. Group up with me. My ultimate is ready. Compromise.
Not a bad ult. Honestly, not a bad ult. I'll give you credit for that.
Watch out, I'm on fire.
Using your ult to engage with the rest of your team right there. Nice.
The payload has reached
Okay. Just overall, that was interesting. I guess sometimes you have the most expensive headset, and then at other times you kind of just have like a cheap $20 headset.
Under attack.
Being able to notice those footsteps right there and getting that whip shot off like that, I mean, you gotta do that more often if you're capable, or if you're able to be capable of that. Yeah, once again, keep looking for whip shots. Okay. Yeah, kind of just like sat out in the open a little bit right there. Rotated around right there. You knew the, or you should have known if you didn't know the Baptiste was up there, because I think you saw him a few times, as well as you could see him shoot down right there. Just kind of maintain your distance right here and kind of just stall for a little bit. Then maybe try to go in after, or use as cover like a little bit right over here. Maybe get a boop real quick, and then just try to like shield bash out if you don't feel safe enough. But I wouldn't shield bash in like that.
That's not gonna stop me. Fire in the hole! I got you.
Okay.
I can protect you.
Probably could use your packs right there. You heard the Genji. You hear that he is. Oh, I guess he's rotating now. Actually, never mind. You're good. I was gonna say you heard the Genji climb up right there, so that would have been your like 1000% cue to like kind of look for him up there and see if you can take that 1v1. I think you can take that 1v1 against that Genji any day. But the Genji walked out. Genji did the right thing. Yeah, once again though, kind of like sitting out in the open like that, especially when there's a Junkrat shooting directly at you. Now, I mean, you can kind of rotate right over here now, since you can notice that the Baptiste isn't really paying attention at all. Or like, I mean, I don't even know if you notice that the Baptiste up there. Baptiste is hiding. He's not intentionally peeking at all right over there. So then you can peek like right over here a little bit, or try to get over here. But you kind of just sat in the middle of the Junkrat spam, and then bashing yourself forward like that, even if there wasn't a Junkrat trap right there, not ideal at all, because, I mean, you're gonna die. Just be wary of Junkrat spam. Don't walk straight into it.
You'll fix it.
Time for the reckoning!
We're outnumbered. Careful. My ultimate is charging. Helping you recover.
Hey, not really a whole lot to talk about right now. Just resetting.
Meet your fate.
Ooh, be aware of Junkrat when he dies. Mines. That Junkrat's like messing you up with spam and everything like that, as well as be aware of dude, that Junkrat is like the biggest menace to you unintentionally.
I'll lead the way.
Thankfully though, you stayed alive through that.
Take this.
Yeah, just be aware, Junkrat, when he dies, he drops a bunch of mines, as well as just keep in mind, be aware that there's gonna be a trap on the ground. where you're positioned right here, I guess you can kind of like position yourself like right here if you want to get like a little bit of a cheeky whip bash, and then kind of rotate back around cart, and then like maybe right back around there. Or you can kind of sit in this room right here real quick and kind of just like maybe try to look like right around here, maybe look for any whip shots that you can get out.
Close your eyes. Payload is approaching its
EMP activated.
Okay. Yeah, once again, I don't know, I'm a little bit confused on why like you're playing how you're playing. At first you were playing not bad position wise, and now you're kind of like throwing yourself at them quite a bit. Play a little bit more disciplined like you were in the first half. In the first half you were playing decently, like pretty decently what do I say, you're playing pretty decently like disciplined, but now you're kind of playing like way too aggressive right there. And overall, I'm gonna kind of blame you for that team fight right there. You pushed up way too hard right there, and in result, like that easily winnable team fight, like your Orisa was popping off right there, your Sombra was doing damage right there, but unfortunately you played just way too aggressively right there. You died early in that pick, especially because your support was pretty crucial. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to be doing that. I want to stay disciplined. Don't full send like that, especially into like a whole entire enemy team. You know, actually, I do like that ult. That ult was not bad at all. Dude, that Junkrat spam is messing you up. Okay, or that Junkrat, like overall, just Junkrat is messing you up unintentionally. So that was honestly a good ult right there, mainly because you're able to kind of block off for a second, so your Ana can heal your Orisa right there. You're able to kind of enable your team right there as well, just giving your team the chance to just engage right there. That was good. I'll give you that. Oh, there's no way. Is your team going to be able to... Nah, your team's got that. Your team got that? Yeah, your team's got that. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a bad ult at all. Being able to kind of like shield off your Orisa right there, so she's able to get heals, and then kind of like stunning quite a bit of players right there as well, or just trying to with your shield bash. If you're able to get that off, like that gave your team enough time to kind of push in. But just be aware, kind of don't want to be like positioning yourself way too far in though.
Breaking me up.
Twice, you're on attack once again.
defend objective A.
Keep in sight, and this will go through.
Helping you recover. Oh, shield's buckling.
Okay. Keep trying to build up that Inspire, as well as be aware. The trap right there, he placed it in the same spot. Usually when a Junkrat, especially at the rank that you're in right now, if he throws down a trap, like early on, he's probably going to throw it in the same spot if it's like an escort map.
How you doing? Patching you up. We're running out of time.
Hey. Yeah, once again, kind of playing way too aggressive again, dude. You got to sit back a little bit. Like, you were fine right here. Address the situation. Be able to heal your Sombra right there. Be able to just, like, overall figure out, like, what's going on. But you're playing a little bit too aggressive. You're kind of, like, trying to be, like, the tank of the team, but you're Brig. Biggest mistake Brig players make, especially when they're new. I don't think you're overall like too new to Brig though. But the biggest issue from what I see from Brig players is like they kind of think that they're like invincible and that they have to constantly be melee and they have to be constantly looking for damage and everything like that, and not through whip shot, through like swinging. You don't want to be doing that with Brig. Brig is more of like a defensive character, anti-dive. Now, you can't play aggressive, especially when you do have ult. But I mean, overall though, it's not ideal to kind of like go in and do like 1v2s or 1v3s like that, especially when that game was like pretty winnable if you would have just stayed alive right there because you were the only DPS.
I know that look.
All right,
Mending an old
so
wound.
you are now Life Weaver. Personally, I don't play a whole lot of Life Weaver.
It's not
I
pleasant.
understand Life Weaver and
But you
how to
see,
play
it
him,
was worth
but
it in
I
the
don't play a
end.
whole lot of Life Weaver. I think he is a very badly designed character, and I mean honestly, I think he needs like a full rework on like just his damage and his heal ratio. I think that just needs a full rework at this point. Okay, just slow down right here. Completely forgot I was on 2x speed. Yeah, right here. Kind of just healing pointlessly. Look for a little bit of damage early on and then start healing. Like right there, nobody really needs heal. Start trying to look for a little bit more damage.
Close your eyes.
Something for the sting. I'll find them. There is no escape.
Okay. Not really a whole lot to do here. You're just playing Heal Simulator. I mean, honestly, maybe just look for a little bit more damage.
Like cherry blossoms in the rain.
Yeah, once again, you're kind of just healing people who don't really need healing. You can kind of hold it preemptively though, before they even peak, so you can kind of like get that little bit of burst out for whoever's going to need it right away. Yeah, I mean, this is top tier Life Weaver gameplay right here.
Let the dragon consume you.
This is why normally I don't coach Life Weaver either, because I mean, I just genuinely think the character just needs to be reworked and everything like that.
The flame of my soul.
30 seconds remaining.
Overall, I guess just kind of look for a little bit more damage. You kind of just sitting here, just going full heal mode. Nice pull though. I'll give you credit on that pull. Now here comes the damage. There you go.
10 seconds remaining.
As well as you can kind of give one of your teammates like pedal right there. And overall, I believe it's going to be a draw. Okay, so let's see if we can go back far enough to where we see Brig. There we go. Okay, so overall with Brig, what do you need to work on? Building that Inspire. Position wise, I mean, the first half was not bad position wise, but then the second half, I think you're a little bit more tilted and you're kind of playing a lot more aggressive. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to like go in there 1v3 them, 1v2 them, 1v4 them. You don't want to be doing that at all with Brig. Brig's anti-dive. Brig's more of like a defensive character. You kind of want to sit back, build that Inspire. Maybe, just maybe, if you find the right opportunity, then you can try to go off and get a pick. Or if somebody's like trying to dive you, you can easily challenge them to a 1v1. Because I mean, Brig does have that little bit of an edge when it comes to 1v1ing DPS players, depending on the DPS player, of course. But yeah, just keep that in mind that just position wise, keep building that Inspire, because I think your Inspire maybe would have been like at the most 32%, I want to say. I'd rather it be like at the extreme least be above like 38%. 38% or higher. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep building Inspire, keep getting those whip shots off, keep just constantly trying to build up that Inspire. But anyway, I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you later.